meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, you guys have been sending me photos all day. You really are the best viewers. And I know all of you are Skywarn spotter trained. You all have your alerts on. Everybody has a severe weather radio. And of course, they fixed the transmitter. Do you guys even need me anymore? But at this point, you guys should be able to tell me what the weather's going on. Even my production assistants are getting pretty good, Zach. Now, we're seeing some pretty good storms make their way in. I know you guys are already out there taking observations because, again, you all have that certification. Now, temperatures over the last 24 hours, you guys have been tracking it with me all the way down into those mid-60s. Saw those storms roll their way through, and then we only warmed up into those lower 70s, so I got it wrong, and we're already seeing some of those cooler temperatures make their way in with some of that high cloud cover, but we're always looking for rain. I know you guys are basically out there taking pictures of it and showing off that you're outside looking at a lot of these impressive totals. 78 in San Angelo. Everybody else in a combination of those lower 80s, those mid 70s. You guys already know. You've been telling me all day. Seeing that cold air off towards the northeast. 76 in Coleman, 72 in Ozona, 79 in Sterling City, 81 in Junction. Do we have that 10 degrees? We definitely do out there, and you know I'm always looking for it. Now, humidity values are on their way up as that cloud cover makes its way in, but you guys already know that. You obviously know where the severe weather is going to fire off. Dew points in those 60s, while humidity indices are in those 50s and those 60s. So again, you guys know that the atmosphere is definitely saturated. When we talk about measuring humidity values, my favorite one is Haley's hair because it's definitely very thick out there. When we look at the moisture values making their way through in the moisture tracker, concentrations of blues as they hover around the Concho Valley. It tries to fight its way in. We'll see if we don't see any severe weather as a result, but of course we're on the lookout for any more rain. We got to make sure we can add 16 feet to the lake. When we look at the upper level pattern, keeping our eye on this cutoff low that's going to make its way across the Rocky Mountains, we'll see a lot more of this impressive cloud cover, but hopefully more moisture. Then look how strong that gets as it forms on the other side of the Rocky Mountains. Pretty dynamic system right off the west coast. Strong ridging. Here comes the heat. Water vapor imagery showing you how explosive this storm is just outside of the Concho Valley. And when we look across the Rocky Mountains, a whole lot of convection that is not going to make its way into the region. But of course, we're watching the line across the entire panhandle. That includes the west side of the Concho Valley. Severe weather outlook for today, not Wednesday. Thursday, I've been fighting back and forth with it, is just up north of the panhandle, of course, just outside of the Concho Valley and off towards the east. Hail probability still keeping it on the radar as we see it just outside of the Concho Valley. As we make our way closer towards this evening, we'll see if anything doesn't develop. You guys are definitely going to be tracking it. Now, satellite is showing us what you guys are already sending me pictures of as this cloud cover makes its way out of the area. Pretty strong this morning if you're making your way down from Abilene, and the radar is almost as good as you guys are at this point. You're going to let me know definitely where it's going to pop up, but you know I'm watching it from the Severe Weather Storm Center where it could develop, but you guys already have seen those values. Now, the futurecast, we'll see where it might show up as we see it go around the Concho Valley by about Thursday night. It's going to push its way out of here by 11:30. More low cloud cover where the sunrise team will take over. Then we see more storms making their way in by Saturday early. Of course, that's Stevens territory. We'll see if it doesn't make its way in here, but it's still looking like low cloud cover. Then the same story as we make our way into Saturday evening, and then it makes its way off towards the northeast. Then it pushes in by Sunday. It's the same thing all week long. So tonight, we're going to get out there. We're waiting for the temperature and the dew point before we see a lot of these thunderstorms make their way in, so everybody's taking observations as those thunderstorms push their way in. Then tomorrow, the morning team is going to take over. Good sunrise photos. Then, of course, we're severe weather preparing because the weekend is going to be absolutely beautiful. But the same thing as we make our way closer towards the end of April, things are going to warm up and then drastically cool off as we keep our eye out for more of this much-needed moisture with those 80s and those 90s down into those 70s, while those overnight lows just stay in those 60s. Stay tuned. More. You're watching KSAN News at 5.